We are joined now by Dr. Nick Altiero, the President of ASEE. Thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So the first question for you is, how is the year as President gone so far for you?
Well, it's been a great year actually. It's been very exhilarating. It's had a lot of productive things done, a number of challenges. We did several things. I think the strategic doing thing is probably the most noticeable. We decided early on that the society needed to become more strategic. And we opted for the strategic doing process that we've unveiled at the last annual meeting we've been working on for the past year. And a second thing we've done, I think that's gone very, very well, is an employee initiative where the employees can actually come together and they come up with ideas for improving the society and improving how they can be effective in the society. The employees, the staff, this is the ASEE staff, they've just bought into it and are very, very active and coming up with great ideas. And I think that anyone that comes to this meeting or saw the opening plenary recognizes how fabulous the ASEE staff is, what a great job they do. And it's great to have a new venue for them to tell us how we can make ASEE even better. The biggest challenge has been the financial situation. As I mentioned to the membership, the society is facing some serious challenges because times have changed. The business model isn't quite effective anymore like it was a number of years ago. And we as an organization need to adjust. We need to become more agile. We need to look for better ways to enhance revenue. And we need to focus our expenditures on those things that are most important to us. So I'd say that the strategic doing was great. The employee initiative was great. The financial situation, we passed the balanced budget for next year. We're going to make it happen. So it was a busy year.
There you go. Well, you had talked about the strategic doing process. I wanted to talk a little bit about specifics. Can you talk about what's come of that?
Yeah, so the strategic doing. So when we first looked at ASEE at the beginning of the year, one of the things I said was we need a strategy. Yeah. The organization does not have a strategic plan. Well, I was thinking in terms of strategic plan, but the incoming president, Joe Rensis, and Joe made me aware of something called strategic doing that he's involved with at his university, and it's something out of Purdue University. Ed Morrison is the person who basically developed this idea. And the idea of strategic doing is instead of coming up with a plan and then saying, okay, the next 5 years are going to look like this, and then going into that plan, when we know nowadays the next 5 years are not going to look like that, right? And so instead what we're going to do is we're going to be a very agile organization. We're going to do strategic things on a continuing basis, and we're going to come up with a mechanism to engage our biggest resource, which is our membership. And nowadays with technology being the way it is, with networks the way they are, there's no reason why we can't engage our membership in a continuing conversation about the strategic directions of our society, both in terms of how we do things, in terms of what initiatives we participate in, etc. The trick is how best to configure it for ASEE. And we're having a strategic doing session. We have a beta plan, by the way, that we put together. We're doing a strategic doing session, and my view is that over the course of the next year, this is going to be working. And we're going to be making decisions and driving the organization based on this open network, this open source, where there's leadership, but the leadership depends on the collective wisdom of the larger society, which is substantial.
Right, so definitely some challenges, but it sounds like it's an optimistic time as well.
It is. I have great faith in our membership.
Sounds great. Well, Dr. Nick Altiero, thank you very much for joining us, President of ASEE.
Thank you.